In the quiet waters of the Pacific, something is stirring. A sleek gray silhouette cuts through the waves, a ship unlike any Japan has deployed since World War II. Its deck welcomes fighter jets, its radar systems scan the skies, and its message is clear: Japan is back in the game. But why would the United States, Japan's own ally, be nervous? What makes this ship so revolutionary, and how is it reshaping power in the Indo-Pacific? This is the story of the JS Izumo, Japan's new aircraft carrier, and the geopolitical shockwave it's sending around the world. In 1922, Japan revolutionized naval warfare by launching the Hosho, the world's first true aircraft carrier. More than just a symbol of innovation, this vessel served as a critical testing ground for Japan's naval aviation strategy. Engineers used it to master the logistics of carrier-based aviation, how to launch and recover aircraft at sea, and how to integrate flight operations into naval command. The success of Hosho proved that aircraft carriers were essential for naval dominance. Japan committed fully to this strategy, constructing a formidable fleet of carriers, including the Akagi, Kaga, Soryu, Hiryu, Shokaku, Zuikaku, Taiho, and Onryu. Each successive ship showcased greater capability and power, reinforcing Japan's status as a major maritime force. However, this momentum came to a halt during World War II. The Onryu, Japan's final wartime carrier, was sunk in 1944. 1 year later, the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki brought the war and Japan's imperial ambitions to an end. Post-war, Japan underwent a dramatic transformation. It adopted a pacifist constitution that restricted the use of force and banned offensive weapons, including nuclear arms, long-range missiles, and aircraft carriers. Japan was allowed only a self-defense force. Yet over time, Japan found innovative ways to enhance its capabilities within those limits. It constructed 2 large helicopter destroyers, vessels as big as some full-sized aircraft carriers. These ships, Izumo and Kaga, initially entered service in 2015 and 2017 as helicopter carriers. But their true potential was always clear. They were designed for easy conversion into aircraft carriers. With growing regional tensions, especially from a more assertive China, Japan made the shift official. The Izumo-class ships are now being refitted to operate F-35B stealth fighters, transforming them into Japan's first true aircraft carriers in over 70 years. Weighing 27,000 tons, these multi-purpose ships can host 28 helicopters, and now vertical takeoff and landing jets as well. Despite their official label as helicopter destroyers, these ships are strategically poised to function as full-fledged aircraft carriers. Understanding the debate means understanding the evolution of naval aviation. Traditionally, a helicopter carrier is designed to support helicopter operations with a flat deck and hangar below, ideal for transport, anti-submarine warfare, and disaster relief. Examples include Britain's HMS Ocean and the Soviet Moskva class. But with the introduction of aircraft like the Harrier and F-35B, which can take off and land vertically, these ships began to blur the lines. Today's modern, light aircraft carriers like the U.S. Navy's Wasp class can operate both helicopters and jets, carry Marines, and support amphibious operations. Meanwhile, full-sized aircraft carriers act as mobile air bases. These nuclear-powered giants can launch dozens of aircraft and maintain sustained air operations far from home. Their roots trace back to the early 20th century, when navies used wooden ships with observation balloons. Since then, they've evolved into the centerpiece of global naval power. Japan's Kaga, now refitted for fixed-wing aircraft, is officially classified as a multi-purpose operation destroyer. But with the shift in defense strategy and growing regional threats, it symbolizes Japan's renewed role in maintaining regional balance. Named after an old province in today's Ishikawa Prefecture, the Kaga represents a fusion of tradition and technological modernity in Japan's maritime future. During his visit to Japan, former U.S. President Donald Trump made a notable stop at the JS Kaga, docked in Yokosuka. While aboard the vessel, he addressed a pressing issue, criticizing several U.S. allies for not contributing enough to their own defense while benefiting from America's expansive military spending. However, he commended Japan for its substantial investments in American defense technology and extended his best wishes as the nation entered the Reiwa era. Now, let's turn our attention to Kaga's sister ship, the JS Izumo, the lead vessel of the Izumo-class helicopter destroyers. Construction began in 2011 at the IHI Marine United Shipyard in Yokohama. Japan's 2010 defense budget allocated $113.9 billion, approximately $1.5 billion, for the project. These ships were designed to replace the aging Shiraini-class destroyers, which were decommissioned by 2014. The Izumo is capable of hosting up to 28 aircraft, although this number is reduced when operating larger planes. Its standard air wing includes 7 anti-submarine warfare (ASW) helicopters and 2 for search and rescue missions. Beyond aviation capabilities, the ship can transport up to 400 troops along with armored vehicles, such as 53.5-ton trucks. The expansive flight deck supports 5 helicopter landing and takeoff zones operating simultaneously. From the beginning, defense experts observed that the Izumo-class ships featured design choices suggesting potential use beyond helicopters. Analysts at Forecast International noted the unusually wide flight deck and the internal configuration, which hinted at future compatibility with fixed-wing aircraft. Despite this, Japan's Ministry of Defense and the Maritime Self-Defense Force maintained silence, never confirming any intentions to use the vessels for fighter jet operations. Notably, the ships lacked traditional systems like ski jump ramps or catapults required to launch standard fighter jets, indicating that only short takeoff and vertical landing STOVL aircraft could feasibly be deployed. While Japan initially purchased the conventional F-35A Lightning II, it soon showed interest in the F-35B, a variant specifically designed for STOVL missions. In December 2018, Japan announced its intention to revise its defense strategy and acquire 42 F-35Bs, with plans to modify the Izumo to accommodate them. The Izumo is officially designated as a multi-purpose operation destroyer. When empty, it displaces approximately 19,950 metric tons. Fully loaded, that increases to about 26,000 metric tons. The ship measures 248 meters, 813 feet, in length and 38 meters, 125 feet, in beam, standing 23.5 meters, 77 feet, tall, with a draft of 7.5 meters, 24.6 feet. It is powered by a COGAG, combined gas and gas propulsion system, consisting of 2 shafts and 4 GE LM2500 gas turbines, propelling the vessel at speeds over 30 knots, 56 km/h or 35 mph. The ship accommodates up to 970 personnel, including both crew and embarked troops. It utilizes the OIQ-12 combat direction system and the FCS-3 fire control system for operational command. Sensor equipment includes the OPS-50 air search radar, OPS-28 surface search radar, and OQQ-23 sonar for submarine detection. In terms of defense, it is equipped with an advanced NOLQ-3D electronic warfare suite, Mark 36 SRBOC countermeasures, anti-torpedo decoys, and floating acoustic jammers. For direct defense, the Izumo is armed with 2 Phalanx close-in weapon systems, CIWS, and 2 CRAM launchers. While primarily used for anti-submarine and search operations with helicopters, the modified Izumo will soon carry STOVL jets, effectively transforming it into Japan's first operational aircraft carrier since World War II, signaling a new chapter in the country's maritime strategy. Japan's rise as a naval power is not just about steel and jets, it's about strategy, identity, and history. The JS Izumo represents not a break with the past, but a bold step into the future. For allies, it's reassurance. For rivals, it's a warning. For the world, it's a reminder. Japan is silent, but it is never still. Subscribe for more deep dives into modern military power. What should we cover next? China's next-gen navy or the rise of the Indian fleet? Let us know in the comments.